Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for game number 2 between PuckChamp and FantasticFive for the Dota 2 Champions League 2021. PuckChamp obviously now one game ahead after just a complete dominant showing. Just crit on that gyro was just way too much to deal with. And unfortunately, FantasticFive, the position 5 Sven on Celeri didn't quite pan out the way they wanted to. So hopefully they don't draft themselves into a weird sort of position this time round. Let's hope not. But even still, let's see what things are going to be adjusted for this game. PuckChamp deciding to ban out the Night Stalker first. And Nicole gets removed from FantasticFive yet again. I believe it was... I think PuckChamp game number 1 literally banned Beastmaster and Lycan first phase. Even though FantasticFive hasn't picked either of those heroes for the entirety of this patch. But instead they decide to... They still ban out the Beastmaster, but instead they actually bump up the Night Stalker to phase 1 rather than second phase, as they were guessing it was going to come through. And yeah, that was expected. FantasticFive, they banned Pango last time in phase 1, and this time they get rid of the annoying Omni Knight, and immediately the Pangolier gets taken up instead. So, I think Melez plays the Pango really well. It can also be played as position 5, which what a lot of professional teams have been doing a lot. So we might see it in the hands of Ducalis. But I am pretty sure that Melez does exclusively play this hero. He's like rank 30 on it. I think I saw Young G play it once as well, actually, for the mid. I think obviously that completely depends on the matchup. But instead, FantasticFive grab the Bloodseeker Grimstroke as their first 2 picks. So that is their offlane already sorted. Obviously, the Bloodseeker is just fantastic up against the Pangolier. You put the Rupture onto him, and whilst he's rolling, and he pretty much has to cancel it, or he's just going to die. It does feel really rough. So, maybe that might be enough to push this Pangolier towards a position 5 role instead. So then, in that case, you don't really mind that your position 5 dies from the role rather than your actual core. That could be the way to go from that. I understand that like the Grimstroke Bloodseeker combo, right? So you get double Rupture off. But at the same time, because of the leash mechanic and the way that it works with the Soulbind, you can't really run around that much to actually get the damage. It's really weird. It's kind of a clunky combo, but hey, if it works, whatever. And PuckChamp immediately grow up the Gyro yet again as their second pick. So that's probably going to fall into the hands of Crit. I don't think he'll have as dominant of a game as he did in that previous one. Like, he was just completely left to his own devices. I think his end score was like 4-0 and 12 or something like that. He's very effective on it. We'll see what FantasticFive are going to respond with, though. I'm sure they're not going to put Celeri on the Sven again. Let's hope not. Not sure if there's any other heroes that they really were that afraid of that PuckChamp played game number 1. Maybe they might decide to ban out Young G's Lina now. As it is one of his favourite heroes. I mean, he's still got 100% win rate on it now out of 4 games, so it's pretty decent. Deciding to remove the Tide. And PuckChamp actually ban out the Slark. I mean, Slark is actually kind of nice against the Gyro. But yeah, that sneeze came out of nowhere. Jesus Christ. I didn't even feel my eyeballs pop out. But yeah, Slark is kind of nice against the Gyro. Obviously, you pop your ultimate and you can just avoid all like the flat cannon damage and stuff. Even removing the Sven. So just purely targeting towards DR right now. Maybe they might get rid of his Morphling once more. But I don't know. They weren't really scared about that at all in the previous game. I think it's just the shotgun build. It's sort of not as effective as it once was. I still see a lot of teams pick it up, but it just has very limited success rate. It never quite feels as good as it once was, so maybe they'll just leave that in the pool. Not scared if he gets it. Well, FantasticFive is also banning the Mars, so they are literally just focusing towards the offlane now. So they are sure that this is going to be like a position 5 Pangolier then. Maybe even the mid for Young G. All depends, but no, I think that the position 5 Pango just makes a lot more sense, so let's see what else they're going to pick ban out for this offlane here. Or they might actually chuck... I think they should chuck a ban towards the Lina. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they're picking up... Yeah, okay, they do ban it. Lifestealer also gets removed. Let's go F5. You FantasticFive fan, are you? Let's see if they what position 5 they grab this time, Kim. Hopefully it's something a little bit more standard. Oh, you have money? Okay, fair enough. That's just as good of a reason as actually supporting the team. Money. Still, third pick to come out here from F5. Probably be their other support, their position 5 now. Unless, of course, they're thinking about running this as a Grimstroke 5. I mean, it might be worth it, because I'm not sure what a Grim can really do in a lane with a Bloodseeker up against a Pango Gyro. Yeah, not sure. Oh, maybe they can actually go for a Ricky. Ricky could be pretty legit. Pairs nicely with the Grim, allows him, obviously gets on top of people really easily with the Inkswell, as well as it being a pretty decent hero to go up against the Gyrocopter. You can do your tricks of the trade to avoid like the cooldown or the flat cannon damage. Instead, they do now go for the Wind Ranger. So that's either going to be for Arsgold in the mids, or possibly they might be giving that over towards James for the offlane. We'll have to wait and see. But PuckChamp are actually going to grab the Rubik themselves this game, as well as the Sand King. So that's already a pretty devastating offlane combination. Like, you just grab Telekinesis to chuck people back into the Sandstorm, and then into a Burrow Strike with the Fade Bolt. It's a lot of damage. So maybe whatever position one they need to grab, it needs to be someone that can avoid all that sort of magic damage. Possibly they might go for Juggernaut, maybe? Because Jug's even kind of a nice pairing with the Grim himself. Wouldn't be too surprised to see it. They did also grab the Bat Rider there. So I assume that is going to be for Arsgold in the mid lane. Unless, of course, they're thinking about running this Bloodseeker as their core. Give that over towards DR. And then they put the Bat Rider into the off lane. I think Bat Rider is just more of like exclusively a mid lane hero nowadays. Rarely see him into the off lane. It depends if he has a good matchup. I don't think he really would versus a Gyro Pangolier combo. But if there's going to be a mid bat, then that means we'll have a position 4 Wind Ranger, which is actually a pretty decent pair in itself with the Bloodseeker. If you could get like the correct shackle angle, you could grab the stun to keep people inside the Bloodright for a really long time. But PuckChamp just after their mid lane hero. So F5 decide to ban out the Quap. Meanwhile, FantasticFive, it looks like they're after their position 1. I mean, there's still a chance the Bloodseeker could be put onto the 1, but I don't think it would. They ban out the Medusa. Yeah, I think Jug's still a good shout here for FantasticFive. Maybe even steal the Ricky? I don't know. I'm not sure how Ricky really plays up against the Sand King Rubik in the lane. Because obviously he's a relatively squishy hero, but I mean at least then he'll be able to like leap out of the Sandstorm radius. I don't know. But the Anti-Mage was actually the final ban there for PuckChamp. Quite intrigued about the decision to remove that hero.
5 seconds.
And Storm was the final take out FantasticFive. So now they're just after their mid laner. I think there's still a Void Spirit in the pool, and Youngji has played that a few times in the past. Actually, I think there still is Invoker. And you know he just likes to go for the Invoker any opportunity he gets. Because then you can also go for like the Exhort build, and then you can rely on the Home and Missile from the Gyro to set up for Sunstrikes, as well as obviously the Sand King, the Burrow Strike Telekinesis combo. And yeah, Invo is the go. And I think he plays quite nicely up against the Bat Rider as well. Like, you could always just Tornado and stuff him back if he gets pressured. But Magnus is actually the pick for F5. Okay, this is interesting. So it is a carry Bloodseeker. DR's taking that one. Arsgold taking the bat into the mid. So Yeah, the Mag's going to be the offlane hero here. Wait, it was Blizzy? Have they just got standing? Or is that his like nickname? Because I'm pretty sure that it wasn't Blizzy in the last game. It was... Oh, I can't remember what his name was now. Had Vladimir in the name. That's all I remember. Too many names to remember, dude. I mean, it's not like there's a clear sort of combo here with the RP. I mean, I suppose you could do like RP into Bloodright and Inkswell and just get like a nice stun off. But it's not like there's going to be any sort of like massive AoE damage coming out from F5 this game that's really going to benefit from it. I don't know. Still, I think I am preferring the lineup here from PuckChamp this game. It just seems a lot more well-rounded. They got a decent amount of CC amongst most of their heroes. Good source of damage output. Bit of global presence from the Invoker as well. Yeah, I'm quite liking that one. As I'm sure you don't like to hear that, Kim. You want your free money. PuckChamp draft looks good. Yeah, it does seem quite nice. Quite well-rounded. Anyway, here we are for game number 2 between PuckChamp and FantasticFive. PuckChamp obviously going to look to try and close this out on an easy 2-0. And they're gone for a immediate smoke run to the mid. Whether this will just be to put down an early ward or not. Maybe they want to get aggressive with it. They are actually all moving down towards the bot. So they might do. Arsgold's smoke actually breaks there. And it looked like he wanted to try and get an early ward down. Melez just drops down the ruffle. Well, good luck, Melez. I don't know if this is like nice bit of like sportsmanship or if it's some sort of subtle tilting. I don't know. Seems fishy. But yeah, it's a stand-in. They've got a stand-in for their offlane because they did have somebody else, but now they've got Blizzy coming in here. Unless, of course, it just changed accounts or something. I don't know. It seems kind of strange. Unless, of course, Blizzy's always meant to be part of this team. I don't know. All of their clan tags are different. It's really quite... like, I have no idea what's going on. You got Extremum, you got Ocean, you got Viking, you got ASM, and then you've actually got Arsgold, the only player representing his team here with the F5 tag. Even still, it looks like it's probably going to be 2 for 2 on the bounty. It's actually Viking. The Viking. They're going to try and snatch it away, and they do actually get the successful grab there. So 3 for 1 trade in the favour of FantasticFive. Just going to give them that subtle bit of extra gold. Obviously, it does actually equate to being a 400 gold swing. Because you give your whole team 200 and you take 200 away from the other. So it's a pretty big swing for the very start of the game. But really, all it helps you do is just get like half a stack of tangos. That's all it's for. Well, I think Crit should probably have a decent time in this lane. I mean, maybe if, like, Ducalis has a super rough time. Oh, nice shock. Actually gets a connection onto both of them. You didn't even see Ducalis coming to the side there. Just to add a bit of damage. But just the right clicks to the shield crash alone are pretty damn annoying. James, I think if he tries to do some sort of trade and war up against Ducalis, it's not going to end up going into his favour there. So how is this mid lane going to go down? I think this matchup is relatively even. Like maybe it's slightly bat favoured. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going 3-0 to Arsgold, 2-2 to Young G. And he's not going for the Exhort build, which I thought he might have done to try and benefit from the decent amount of stun lockdown that both of his side lanes have. So just really going to be leaving them to their own devices, focus on his own game with the Coswex. I suppose with the Coswex, though, it allows you to control up the Bat Rider a lot easier. Like get some nice EMP tornado connections and just burn away his mana. Stops the napalm spam from coming out. Shockwave actually missing that time there. Very unfortunate for Blizzy. Yeah, I wonder why they got the stand. Why Blizzy had to stand in. Or whether he is actually the original part of the roster. Who knows? It's too confusing, man. But still, Young G, he's suffering in terms of actual last hitting for his money, but he's doing a good job with the denies. So he's slowly, like, bringing the XP trade into his favor, but eventually you're going to have to start substituting out for actual proper last hits. Need some money. It's the only way to keep the war machine going. Oh, actually going to get a nice little EMP connection there onto Young G. Arskull knows he's going to get hit by it, so he doesn't even bother going back. And now, pause already. Someone DC'd? Or is it just a standard pause? Just a pause from crit. Oh, there's a go. Not sure what that pause was even about then. Very strange. Oh, actually, oh. He paused whilst he's getting beaten into. Maybe he had like a little lag spike. I'm not sure. Is he going to be able to get himself out of this? Looks like he probably will. Although there is an off shot coming up here from Blizzy. Pulls him in for the final tap. First blood getting found there from the Magnus. It's very nice up there. Meanwhile, at the top lane, just both teams trading onto each other. Just going to be an exchange of resources, really. Nothing gained, nothing lost. But yeah, it's a very nice kill to find there at the bot lane there for F5. Not only getting the first blood onto your offlaner, but actually the kill being found onto the opposing carry as well. He's going to do a very good job at hindering his farming progress. And that actually does put crit at the bottom net worth for the cause. I mean, not that it makes much of a difference at this stage in the game. It'll start to subside later on. We're up top. Melez, he gets ran down himself. Maybe Astral's going to fall down too. The Inkswell doesn't get connection as well as the Blood Right, but DR does not want to follow through. Soleri secures it with the Stroke of Fate. So this safe lane from FantasticFive is just going beautifully so far. Nets them the easy 2 kills, spread across everybody. And he's even, DR's also at the top of the CS chart as well. So not only getting kill participation, but still just getting his normal standard farm at the same time. So Young G has actually recovered his CS now. Pretty much neck and neck with Arskull in that regard. The 4-minute runes, who's going to get the grab? Young G actually gets a connection. And now he's even going to get the EMP onto Arskull as well. This man has an empty bottle, no mana at all to play with. It looks like Soleri has managed to secure the top water room for him though. Dukali's not going to be able to get there in time to deny it. He's just going to try and pressure him out a little if he can. Very fortunate there for Arskull. If he didn't get that water rune, he may have just had to like run back to base. I'm not sure. Maybe he could have stuck around for a little bit, but without actually being able to spam napalms, your effectiveness is severely hindered. Oh, missed another one. Soleri actually ends up getting caught there in the trees. Was that Sunstrike? No, I thought I saw like a little crater there from the blast. Not sure what made that crater. But still PuckChamp on the board now with their own kill. Who was it? It was the Rubik who got the kill, wasn't it? Yeah, Astral found it. Bonus goal for position 4s. Always feels good. Still just Young G beating him in denies so far. Has actually meant much in terms of experience after this creep. He's just like a sliver away from his 6. That's not made any difference at all. Still pretty neck and neck. James, well, it looked like he was just desperate to try and get that kill there onto crit. But luckily, Dukali was able to bully him off of it. To tears him away from killing his position 1. Astral just wanted to tank that. It looked like it's only level 1, so it's not going to be that much of a difference. DR actually putting loads of points into Thirst. So rather than going for like the actual damage output of the Blood Right, just wants to be able to keep his sustain going in this lane. I mean, I suppose it's a nice trade, because in that way, you're not having to spend money on regen. It allows you to buy your actual core items faster. And it looks like he's got finished phase boots coming out now. And he's immediately got the Maelstrom queued up after that, which will then significantly increase his farming speed. So Melez is actually forced to go farm up this stack in the triangle already. I mean, it'll get him to his 5. Even still, a free lane for DR only 6 minutes into the game. Really, really nice start. Arskull looks like he tried getting aggressive onto Young G, but now Astral's TP'd himself in, tosses him back into the EMP connection. It burns away all of his mana, but he's still able to escape with his life. And now he's going to have to run all the way back to base. So it's going to be a full minute pretty much where Young G has this reign of this mid lane. Unfortunately for him, looks like his catapult is going to sacrifice itself though. Would have been nice if that was kept alive. Could have done some free damage to the tier 1. But still, in terms of net worth, Crit is actually at the bottom. He's not moved off this position for a very long time. And actually, it's pretty much a full 1,000 gold difference between him and DR. 7 minutes in. It's a pretty big rift. It's going to allow this Bloodseeker to just come online slightly earlier. Because obviously it will get his actual farming item online. And it go quite nicely. Nice move there from Melez. Gets himself out. Started TP and cancelled it for some reason. Not quite sure why. And now he's... Okay, he's just going to carry on farming at the jungle by the looks. So no one's really getting much benefit out of this lane at the top. Because DR is just keeping it controlled in this area. Not forcibly pushing it out at all. Yeah, just denying it as much as he can. So neither one of these guys are getting any experience from the top. It's definitely going to hinder their progress. I mean, like, Melez is nearly 1,000 gold behind Blizzy as well. Who's got casual Ring of the Health, where he turned it into the Hood of Defiance. And then still just going for the standard Blink Dagger first item, just to get that initiation factor on the go and start making some moves around the map for his team. So level 7 Young G, 7 on Arsgold. He's not put any points into his Flame and Lasso yet. Just going to heavily prioritise his own sort of farming progression. And it looks like there's triple and a double stack. So just going to farm this up nice and easy. I'll definitely bump him up past this level 8. Give him a good little chunk of cash injection. So now he's only about 800 gold away from having his bots online. Which is pretty decent timing. And all 3 cores actually on the side of F5 at the top of the net worth chart at the moment. But it's still pretty neck and neck between him and Young G. Oh, the cooldown gets used just to actually farm up this triple stack they got put here for anyone on the side of F5. It looks like Tukalos might die for this. Oh, he used his shield crash a little bit early. I don't think it made any difference actually. Blizzy was just waiting there. 4 heroes collapse on top of him. Oh, swashbuckle. Okay. The right click follows him. I suppose that's actually pretty good though for PuckChamp. They still got a majority of that stack, as well as forcing 4 heroes to rotate over to her. It's pretty good. But now Melee's jumping in forwards with the Burrow Strike into the epicenter as well. They're going to try and get this kill. The Rupture does come out from DR to try and allow him to escape, but the involvement from Young G stops that from happening. And maybe now he's going to try and pressure into this tier 1 tower. The only thing is, a Sand King and an Invoker, not really heroes known for their tower pushing prowess. So I'm sure this is still going to take a little bit of time.
Little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Now the 10 minutes starting up. Supporters can buy those bounties, the tomes, sorry. Start actually getting themselves a little bit more effective in this game. Tukalos about to hit his 4, and with that tome, we should hit his 6. And then maybe you can actually start helping out with the Rolling Thunder.
Is under attack.
And not actually even just hard pushing the tower. They have the catapult now. They really should be. They're not pushing the tower. You got a catapult. What? Well, even still, 3-man smoke here from F5. They do get the spot there onto Melez, as well as Young G. He actually turns around, started things off onto Arsgold. But I think he immediately sees the fact that there's a few more members of F5 in the area, so they decide to disengage instead. Now another cheeky triple stack. About to be a quad stack here from Astral. And I assume Melez is going to be the one to farm that up. Still a... Is that triple or is that a... That's a quad stack actually on the Ancients as well. It's going to be a little bit of time before the Gyro can actually farm that up effectively. He's going to go for it now. Oh. with the flat cannon, probably steals quite a lot of the CS there from Melez. Actually, no, never mind. One pop of the Caustic Finale does a hell of a lot of damage. Quite surprised Crit didn't drop the cooldown for this. It really would have helped him speed up this farm. He will get it eventually. Give him a nice chunk of cash. Already puts him actually at the top of the net worth. Despite the fact that he was actually at the bottom of all the cores for a fairly long time. He's got the Chrysalis online, going in for the Ags yet again. So just copy and pasting the same build from game number 1. Ducalis using the Roll Thunder. Just plows straight through Soleri. And he's just using this to just try and drag the creeps away from the tower. And keep it alive for as long as possible. Oh, he actually... It does cancel out. He's going to try and go for the TP out, and then should be able to make it. Oh, nearly well played there from Arsgold. And what Cocktail pushing him towards him could have got the Flame and Lasso. But I think he didn't have the vision because he wasn't Fireflied. But even still, that one little move from Ducalis, it takes a creep wave off of the tower, which definitely kept it alive for probably... I mean, I think it'll still probably go down here. But it keeps it alive for an extra wave. So just stalling out what F5 are actually able to do.
Radiant have fortified their structures against attack.
Astral TP's down there. Do they want to defend this? Yeah, it looks like they do. Melis coming down here as well. Pop the episode. He does have Blink to use, but it doesn't matter. The scan connection was there from F5. They knew that this move would probably be coming out. They just immediately back on out. Actually, no, they faked it. They're going to turn around. There is an Observer Ward here, though, from PuckChamp. They know exactly what's going on. The jump force of Melis with the epicenter focusing straight away onto the Batrider. Astral, he was right next to him. It doesn't matter. Arsgold's still the first one to fall. And it looks like the rest of F5, they are still lingering. They've got RP available to use here from Blizzy, but he doesn't have a Blink Dagger. So finding the correct connection with this is going to be difficult, especially since I is sort of lacking in the mana department. He's got his Arcanes up now, though. He's not using them, though. There you go. Losing out on that efficiency, bro. Still, both cores just happily farming away, carrying on. Obviously, DR not only having the farming acceleration of the Maelstrom, but also the empower from the Mag. He's not always going to have this. Obviously, if this was a position 5 Magnus, then this would pretty much be a permanent buff, as they would just be following him around for the entire game. But as it is a core, he's got to play a little bit more greedy and actually focus on his own game a bit. It's not a hero you even see that much more like nowadays. It really has dropping off. Not even entirely sure why. Occasionally he does make an appearance and you see some like crazy horn toss plays and stuff, but it's probably like once in every 15 games it feels like. Such a nice little combo for Rubik. Stealing the power shot, easily able to instantly farm up the waves. He's pretty much like a Kotl in that sense now. Like any creep wave just immediately dies.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The tier 1 at the top will still fall. Ducalis even allowing his carry to get the last hit for that extra bit of gold.
There is little hope for Radiant's middle tower.
Now a smoke play. Just 3 members of F5 though. Leaving DR and Arsgold out of it. So it looks like once again they're going to head towards the bot. And try and make something happen to get this tower kill. Because it's still alive. 15 minutes in. And it's still pretty healthy as well. Just over half HP.
Amazing what you'll find.
Melis and Astro are in the vicinity. They see the bat. If they try and go for a hit, they are actually going to pop the epicenter. Melis wants to go for it. The jump force there from Astral as well. The Sunstrike even coming in from the Invoker. Out comes the RP. It delays it for a little bit. Arsgold's still alive, but no, he ends up dropping down. Now the Soulbind comes out from Soleri, as well as the double rupture here. So Melis is in a spot of trouble. He just ends up dying to the stroke of fate. Young G stuck there. He's silenced up. He's just trying to stand his ground, but it doesn't matter. The crit with the cooldown. He's making a bit of space. They will manage to find the kills. DR falls. Blizzy falls. Young G still alive. James is trying to get the finish. The power shot, he gets it, but it costs him his life as well. So it ends up being a 4-for-2 trade there in the favor of PuckChamp. They lose their mid. They lose their offlaner, but it doesn't matter. They take down every core of F5 as well as the support. Crit even gets the involvement. And now they're going to take down the tier 1 tower. So it's sort of similar to game number 1. That first team fight just plays a big pivotal role. Allows Crit to start accelerating his game even further. And I think that was actually, with all that little cash injection, he's got Aghanims coming out now on the courier. Yep, completed Ags. And immediately with the Satanic next as well. So just going for that pure tank, pure survivability. I mean, especially, it seems like it's more important in this game, seems how he doesn't have an Omni Knight sat behind him the entire time. But even still, he built it last game, and man was just properly invincible. They're picking out Blizzy. Jump forwards to Meles with the stun. Follow up with the shield crash, all the long range damage. And it's that instant burst from Blizzy. Astral, sorry, is just so goddamn potent. 450 damage combined with 325. And then they all get amplified as well on top of that. So it's nearly like a finger of death just between these two skills. Yeah, like a 270 damage finger of death with 10-second cooldown. That's pretty scary. Up top, D2CL actually ends up getting quelled there. Arscale drops the Flaming Lasso. So they do manage to secure a kill for the first time in a while. Like, well, apart from when it being a team fight. And it is just on the position 5. So, I mean, it's a kill though. Anything you can get, you'll gladly take. Arscale still trying to build in towards the BKB next. It's still like 1700 gold away from the completed item. Crit's dropping down the cooldown just to get that farm for free. Allows him to fall back pretty easy. Yeah, he's going to have this Satanic online at a very, very good rate. I wonder if he's even going to bother buying the Morbid Mask. We might just save straight up for the full Satanic.
I'll take your tribute.
Yeah, because I don't think he really needs the Morbid Mask. Actually, I suppose he probably will buy it. No reason not to. He had a bit of patience. Oh no! Oh no! Oh dear, that's painful. That's painful. Blizzy completely whiffs his RP, and D2CL is able to escape with his life. I mean, even if he got that connection, it's an RP for a position 5 Pangolier. That's not even worth it, man. Eesh. That feels rough. Then he even gets tipped as well, which is a proper insult to injury. But I mean, as soon as they saw that 3-man smoke coming over from PuckChamp, they want to try and take some sort of engagement, as RP is now on cooldown for an extremely long time. DR was farming there, but it looks like they're going to bump into Blizzy and Celeri. No, they don't. They actually still carry on going around. They both run straight into DR. All the follow-up. There is going to be the charge from Blizzy, but no RP to actually follow suit, as well as the soul buy, and D2CL can't do anything at all. Youngji's getting ran down from Arscale here, but even still, the rest of F5 are taking a lot of damage with this. They do lose Blizzy, but at least able to get the kill onto Youngji. And D2CL still trying to finish off Celeri if he can. And with the another use of the Flaming Lasso, they can drag him back. But a long-range hit from Astral actually finished off Celeri, and D2CL's going to be able to survive. The jump towards the side. He actually dodged out the Burrow Strike from Meles, but it doesn't matter. D2CL still falls. So just a trade of more supports. But once again, it's another 4-for-2 trade in the favour of PuckChamp. The one good thing for F5 this time is Crit was not involved to get even more money. Because if he was there, it would have been so much worse. But again, it's another death for the Bloodseeker, who's desperately trying to get his BKB up. And it is necessary against this sort of team from PuckChamp. At the start of this game, it is purely magical damage. It's not until Crit really gets his Daedalus online that they have to worry about the physical side. Oh, man, if Blizzy still had his RP then, that would have been a fantastic fight for F5. They could have easily turned that whole thing around. That's a big oof. That's a real big oof. So they've lost all of their tier 1 towers as well. Meanwhile, PuckChamp still have all of theirs. And they're all pretty healthy as well. They've not even been hit into that much. So FantasticFive, they've got to change something soon. They can't keep going at the pace this game is heading. Otherwise, they're just going to end up dying here. Or just losing the game, I should say, more than dying. Oh, Meles, he's found the cheeky grab once again onto James. And the follow-up long-range damage from the support's easily able to clean it up. So another death for the Wind Ranger, gone for 30 seconds. And it looks like PuckChamp's going to move into the Roche pit now. And try and secure this objective up whilst they got the hero advantage. I mean, RP is back online now. And the scan does connect there from F5, so they realise this is going on, but they're just too split up across the map. No one will really be able to get there in time to stop this from happening, so this is just going to be a free one going over towards PuckChamp here. They might just give the Aegis over towards Young G, because I don't think Crit's going to need it, especially since how he's nearly got Satanic, but no, they do. They give it to the gyro either way. Just want to make sure he's guaranteed to survive. Satanic now finished up. And now, like, FantasticFive are desperate for the fantastic RP here from Blizzy. If he whiffs another one and they lose another team fight, this game might start moving into the unwinnable stage. I mean, there's obviously still a chance. There's obviously always still a chance that you can win. But it's a hell of a lot harder when you keep whiffing. It really is. And you're just thousands of gold behind. But it looks like the BKB just finished here for DR. He was running away from it for a long time. Eventually picks it up. I think the... Yeah, BKB's up for Arsgold as well. So they do actually have some of their key items online now. They can start playing around. In the meantime, the tier 2 at the top end up falling down. They did get one at the bottom at least. Looks like they're picking out Young G as well. James leading the charge. The Shackle, I think he was meant to target on the Forge Spirit there. And the rest of PuckChamp are actually smoked up. The jump force there for Melees. They got the initiation onto James. Even dropped the epicenter for it. The Wind Ranger, the Wind Ranger will just die here. Meanwhile, DeCarlos is running around the back line too long. But the RP, it connects onto threes fantastically placed. It's just decimating everybody. They're all dead. DR got them all. There's the gyro. It's going to be respawning. But he's all alone. Melee's going to jump back in there, trying to help out the Flame and Lasso. Got the connection to gyro yet again. He's still disabled. He can't even get his Satanic off. Is he going to be able to? No, he's not. He's just gone. They're all gone. Ultra kill for DR. Absolutely amazing fight coming out from F5. At long last, they got the RP that they've been waiting for this entire game. And just like that, the gold. It's not updated, but that's going to go whoosh, flying down. Just a 3K gold here for PuckChamp. But there's going to be so much space that F5 can do with this. I thought maybe they might try to push on for the tier 2, but they decided not to, heading up towards the top instead, maybe. But even still, that was incredible. You got the Invoker, the Gyro, and the Rubik, all with the RP, and then they just got clapped so hard. And that was a lot of money for DR as well. Like, he got Ultra Kill from that. And those would have been worth a fair bit of gold as well. Oh, and he had double damage. So you got 500 from Astral, 337 from the Invoker, 400 from Crit, 400 from the Sand King. Why was the Rubik kill more expensive? Why was that the most gold? What? That doesn't make any sense. Let's go. There you go. You're that much closer to winning your bet now. The monies are coming. Maybe. They've got to do that again, though. Doing it once is good, because now they've brought this game back to an even standing, but they have to do it again. I mean, there was just so much control as well. Like, Crit could not do anything. And just like that, he's actually switched into going for the BKB now. I think he did initially have the Daedalus queued up, but the BKB, yeah, he was just controlled forever. There was absolutely nothing he could do. Couldn't pop a Satanic or anything. Look, Melees just wanted to stop the steal of the outpost, but he was too late anyway. Blizzy was able to get it. But now DR, Basher, BKB, Maelstrom, casual Yasha for now, but he has got the Sanj coming soon. And then this man is just a real powerhouse. It's going to be difficult for PuckChamp to play around that. Yeah, both teams just chilling. I think PuckChamp definitely shaken after how that turned out. As you would be. As you would be. So that is just desperate to get these BKBs online. Does Young G got one? Yeah, Young G's actually already got his. I think, yeah. Did he have his in the last fight, or did he just get it? I think he must have had it in the previous fight, because he's got 1,200 gold sat in his pocket. I doubt he would have farmed, like, 2,500 gold in the time that last fight happened. I guess, again, he was a stun lock forever as well from the RP. Couldn't get it off. F5 actually went for another smoke up towards the top, moving into the triangle, but little do they know, it's completely empty. Not a single member from PuckChamp anywhere nearby. Then I suppose that is information that you can use. If you know they're not here, they weren't shown in the mid or the top, And you know exactly where the entirety of the team would actually be. Process of elimination.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And F5 are just playing around where their vision actually is. Because they got loads of sentry walls just in this bottom part of the map. So you want to make sure that if they do take another fight, it is to their advantage. Because, I mean, on the flip side of that, there's so much vision on the side of F5 at the top. Got a few decent deep wards down, as well as up there in high ground. So any sort of fight around the Roche area will definitely be in their favour. So now both teams just going to hug this vision, right? We probably won't see a collision for a very long time. Maybe until all like the next key items are actually online for both of these squads. Then they might decide to forego the vision advantage and just try and fight anyway. Interesting XL usage. Again, he's just expecting someone else to be there. But Blitzy did actually go for the horn toss as well. Sometimes you see people just completely skip it. It's not always super important. Ooh, Melez, he tried to go for a solo kill there onto DR by the looks. At least he just forced out his BKB. And the juking in between the fog, it didn't actually let DR get the rupture off. So there is actually 8-second usage of the BKB getting used up for nothing, really. And they're just actually securing the double damage at the bot lane here, PuckChamp. The crit not even go to grab it yet. Actually decided to go back and farm. He wants the bowl from Melez. Okay. So he wants to just hold on to that for when the team fights come and they actually need it. A very early Sunstrike into the Roche pit. Still another minute and 15 before it even could spawn. A BKB is actually done here now for crit. It's just got to come out on his courier. Which I'm kind of not sure why it's not coming already. Does he just want this extra Ogre Axe as well? Oh right, I thought he had another Ogre Axe in his inventory already. I'm blind as fuck. Absolutely blind. Oh, Ducalis does just say hello to the few members of F5. Doesn't want to stick around for the party though.
Dire structures are fortified.
Young G closing in towards that Axe, and then you have Cataclysm online. Not like there's really any big combination play with the Cataclysm. I guess if Ducalis gets like an amazing sort of roll through a few members, because I think that stun is actually long enough to allow the Cataclysm to hit. Stun duration 1.25 seconds. I'm not sure what the actual cast time for Cataclysm is. Maybe it's like 2 seconds? 2 seconds sounds about right. Melez leading forwards. Oh, he tries to go for a backward stun there onto Blizzy, but the Blink Dagger from himself got him out there. Did use his BKB instantly though, so it's not going to be available for this fight. But instead, Crit just walk up into the high ground, pops his own BKB. Blizzy has to go for the skewer out there. Meanwhile, the Arskull gets caught, but he's going to pop his own BKB. There's so much magic community in this game. Blizzy, though, he's still going to get controlled up. He can't go anywhere. The Flame and Lasso grab there onto the Gyro. He's gone. There's no actual save from anyone else on the side of his team. He just gets ran down. Ducalis is probably going to fall as well. Meanwhile, the other 3 members of PuckChamp just getting held at bay from Solari and James. The 2 supports doing a really good job. Arskull even coming in there with the bots TP. I think they will just get the rundown here. And that was a nice dual scepter usage from the Sand King actually to allow him to get that Blink Dagger off. The charge rolls from James. Oh, he's going to go for the stun here. The episode has to get countered there from Melee because always gets stunned. He goes for the TP out. Has to abandon Astral. And now, F5 are actually starting to put themselves into a dominant position in this game number 2. Coming out with another advantageous fight, taking down the Gyro, as well as both the supports, and only losing the Magnus for it. And they didn't even need RP for that. It was just the Gyro getting a little bit carried away. Went too far with his team, but DR, maybe the same. He's all alone here. Gets hit by the Cataclysm into the Meteor drop. He's taking a lot of damage. James coming in for the help out as well as the Gale Force, but it's not going to be enough. He dies. And the he just dies as well. The Caustic Finale damage actually was enough to finish off James. They both just pop at exactly the same time. So, okay, never mind. That little advantage that F5 did start to build up just really got negated there. And Roshan's actually just spawned. This is the perfect opportunity for PuckChamp to take this. I mean, there is the buyback for both the Bloodseeker and Wind Ranger. And they're probably forced to use it. They go for the one onto the Wind Ranger. If they can try and keep DR's one unused, that would be very helpful to him. Instead, they're actually going to poke out there to get this kill onto Solari. Now the buyback comes out from the Bloodseeker. They want to try and take this fight. The RP, it gets dropped. Just onto the two of them, though. There's not enough damage yet. D2CL will die. Young G stranded on his own with the Rupture. I think this Evoker is just dead for sure. He tries to get the finish with the Slary, but he can't find it. Looks like Blizzy will be traded off here in response. We want nice double stun there from Melez. Gets the grab onto two others support. And the stolen RP from Astral. It keeps them both locked in. Do they have enough follow-up damage? I think they do. They take them both down. This is a buyback from DI. He's gone. 2 minutes in the ground. No buyback on any of these cores. They've all been wiped. The tips there for Astral with that stolen RP. Amazingly played from him. And now there should just be a free Roshan, Ags and Shard. Aegis and Shard, sorry. That was a fantastic turnaround there from PuckChamp. It was looking really well to start. They got the Pango. They took out the Invoker. But you just got to be careful with that RP. I mean, it's kind of hard to make sure RP doesn't get stolen unless you catch the Rubik as well. Because the cast point for Skewer, Shockwave, and Empower is like a reasonably long time for a skill. So it's quite difficult to try and stop that steal from coming in. And because of the length of time that steals last and the cooldown of RP, this is going to be available to use for a second fight here from PuckChamp. So F5 could have to be very, very careful how they are with their position in the next coming fights. And it looks like PuckChamp are actually going to go high ground here. There's still going to be the Dead Bloodseeker for another 45 with no buyback. Oh. The illusion made there from the Grimsoak to drag away the creeps. That's actually pretty nice. It will keep the... It might bring up the backdoor protection. No, because there's a creeps up by the top wave, so that's not going to do anything. Blizzy has to jump in there with his BKB, trying to focus onto crit, but he can't get him. And now we'll just allow the Gyro to finish up the tower. I mean, his team is really spread out. Afraid of the potential RP coming out from Blizzy. Still number 15. No Bloodseeker. Is this going to be enough time to actually get the melee barracks? Crit's sort of unsure about what he wants to go for. And it looks like they're actually going to fall back. They're not going to risk hanging around for too long, just in case like a big RP comes out, pulls them back into the tier 4s. And now, 11k gold lead, back into the favour of PuckChamp. This gold lead is like, that's where that first fight was. Nearly done it, and then they started throwing. Yeah, 11k. The Gyro, 21,500 gold. Only 2 grand above the Bloodseekers. It's not like it's a huge lead, but even still, BKB, Daedalus, Satanic, and Ags. It's a tough man to kill. 3.1k HP. The toss back there from Blizzy. He drags back Crit all the way into the base. He pops his BKB. This is going to be yours to try and break this up a little bit. But still, Crits get dragged back in with the Flame and Lasso. He's going to pop his Satanic. The turnaround of the RP. He gets stolen. He's going to try and throw it into DR. But still, the second RP comes out. It's holding him all back. It allows DR to escape. Blizzy, he will die for this. At least they do the trade off onto Astral. And Crit even gets super low. He's just barely able to make it back towards the tier 3s. D2CL has just wasted as much time as he possibly can. And he will still die for this one. He even actually got the kill onto the Aegis there. I think DR must have just about got the grab. Or the long-range power shot did. But still, they're charging forwards. Oh, Crit! He's wasted his Satanic! The cocktail actually pushes him off to the side. F5 are thinking about if they want to take this or not. The jump forwards yet again from Arskull. Now the potential turnaround. The Shackle gets connected on the Creepers. Perfectly positioned there from the wind range. But still, they do get the kill onto the bat. But it looks like the Gyro is going to die for this. If he had his Satanic up, it might have gone completely the other way. But too much of a misplay. James with a second Shackle there. The Sunstrike was attempted, but not going to be enough. He couldn't even get the trade. So it ends up being a full team wipe coming out from FantasticFive. Very nice sort of counterplay. They still lost their tier 3 in the melee barracks. But the 2 kills onto the Gyro as well as everybody else. I think that's not too bad of a trade. Well, not so much of a trade, but turn of events. Like, you're still going to lose these buildings anyway, but able to find all the kills in response. It makes you feel a bit better. Yeah, that misclick though from Crit, that actually cost him his life. That was rough. That was really rough. And DR, after all that, really close now to finishing up his Skadi. Literally only 200 gold away, and that's going to be another big power spike for him. And Crit's trying to build a Lincoln Sphere for himself. I mean, it's going to do a pretty good job dealing with the Flaming Lasso, but then it could still be counted out from Rupture, Shackle Shot, Is there any other sort of targetable of items? No, there's no other targetable items. Also, Horn Toss, I think, would cancel it, but very little chance of that would be the item, the skill that pops the Lincolns. So it looks like F5 trying to take this tier 2. The jump falls open Blizzy. He gets the spot. Nice Horn Toss. Even going to drop the RP here, but he's still able to get the roll up there to Carlos. He's hit by the Rupture. The Aza's dead. Man, those right clicks so quick and they hurt a lot. DR finds the free kill. That's just very well played there from Blizzy. I mean, that did cost the RP though. Very expensive skill to get another position 5 grab. And it looks like PuckChamp actually immediately to try and find some sort of turnaround here. Melee's on the charge. It smoke breaks, but he gets hit by the shackle. It gets countered to the leagues, but it doesn't matter. That silence just could have cost him his life. And now the Joy gets caught out. Is he going to be able to survive it? The calculator comes out, does a lot of damage. Also in life. Now he's going to come out with the Satanic. It's BKB. Standing his ground. They take that last goal. Blizzy drops as well. Crit just decimating everybody. DR and Slary all dropped. And absolute destruction yet again from PuckChamp. And it looked like it was going to come out from FantasticFive yet again, but once more, the RP on cooldown cost them everything. And it looks like PuckChamp is going to run down mid. There's only a buyback for the Baron Rider right now. They don't have any way of stopping this push. This is a lot of pressure for James and Ascol, sorry, to try and keep this alive. Can they hold them out to themselves? Give their team a chance to respond one more time. Can they do it? I don't think they can. The tier 4's gone. The Gale Force, a minor inconvenience. The jump forwards. He gets hit by a stun. What did he get bashed by? What stunned him? Oh no, that's just game over. GG. PuckChamp, they take it 2-0. FantasticFive, it looked like they were so close to bringing themselves back into that. A good couple of RPs from Blizzy. But unfortunately, he just wasted his RP too many times. That's twice he wasted his RP. It's rough. Yeah, and both those times he used his RP wrong was just for a position 5 kill. And one of those times he didn't even get the position 5. That's rough. I mean, that's what happens when you get stand-ins. But I'm not saying it's all his fault, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Not gonna lie. Cheers for the follow as well. Straxy. Straxty. I don't know, man. I think that's it. Straxty. I'm going to go with that one. But cheers for the follow, dude. But yeah, well played to PuckChamp, taking the series 2-0. Easy points for the group stage. So next game coming up is going to be Team Unique versus Bait. So we've got our old Dendy game coming up. That's obviously not still for another 40-odd minutes because they are scheduled to start at 7. They don't start earlier in this tournament. So I'll probably close the stream down just so I can go have like a bite to eat and stuff before that game starts up. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this, please think about following my Twitch and my YouTube. Any help I get, I thoroughly appreciate. Obviously, you've already done it, Straxty, so cheers for that, bro. As well as you, Kim Jong-Fung. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. But yeah, I will be back in about 40 minutes for Bait versus Team Unique. So I'll see you guys there for that.